Hey, welcome to the Simple Nutrition Podcast, a show that helps you learn practical and actual nutrition tips from an expert. I am your host, Leonila Campos, a registered dietitian with over 8 years of experience in the nutrition field. Hey, welcome back to another episode in the Simple Nutrition Insights Podcast. I am your host, Leonila Campos, registered dietitian, and today I want to share my experience with doing a summer camp for a local unified school district. So we've been doing these summer camps and winter camps too. This summer is our third year and we are loving it. So the first year that we did it, we had a small group of students, right? And the purpose of these camps right now, these are free camps that the school district, they have a grant to offer students, right? A variety of summer camps to come and learn about things and just be out of the streets, right? Have a warm meal or a cold meal, but a meal nonetheless. And so I remember the first year when we did it, this is 3 years ago, there were a smaller amount of vendors, right, that the school district contracts with to provide services or camps to the students. And this is a free cost to the students or the parents, right? They don't have to pay anything. And so the first year, we were so excited. We are excited every time we do it. And year after year, right, we change things. And so our program, the name of our program has changed over the years, right? But this year, we decided to call our program Fuel Up and Be Fit, right? And it is a combination of fitness, a combination of nutrition education, and cooking. So children or students really enjoy that, right? The first year when we had it, the concept is the same, right? There are many vendors in different camps, right? It's not all nutrition, fitness. They have a variety of things. They have to make a piñata or how to dance or STEM, so many. Now this year, I think they have over 100 vendors providing camps, right? Providing opportunities for the students in this school district to just explore different things, learn, and most importantly, right, have something to do during the summer, because it is about 8 weeks that students are out of school. And so what better thing to do than go and learn something, right? Anyway, our camp has always been nutrition, fitness, and cooking. And we've received a lot of positive feedback, right? As a director, right, as a creator of this camp, I see the progression of, and it's even just in a matter of a week, right, or a matter of 3 weeks, because the summer camp is 3 weeks long. We see how much students learn, right, in terms of nutrition, in terms of moving their bodies, in terms of learning how to cook, for themselves, depending on what grade they are. Like, for example, this year, our age or grade levels are from 5th to 8th grade, right? And so the idea of us bringing this camp to students is to really teach them cooking skills that they can use at home in a safe way, and doesn't require using the stove, right? We decided to use air fryers, right? Air fryers are so user-friendly. They're simple to use. You can make all kinds of things. And so with the air fryers, what we are showing students is that, hey, if you want to make a pizza, in the air fryer, this is how you do it, right? And you have a warm meal for yourself. Or if you want to bake a cake, right, in the air fryer, you can do that. This is how you do it in a simpler, safe way. Maybe you want to do a lasagna, right? This is how you do it. So the idea here, right, is to teach these students how to cook simple meals for themselves. These are skills that are needed not only at this age where they're learning how to make their own decisions, but this is long-term, right? Kids need to learn how to do these things for themselves as they continue to get older, as they go to college, or as they become adults. Because when we don't have the skills to do those things, right, it's easier to go and buy fast food. It's easier to go and just buy frozen food, right? But the amazing thing that we are seeing with these students is that they're able to try the foods that they're making, and they can say, this is simple, I can totally do that, right? Or I can ask my mom to give me an air fryer, or I can show my family that I can do these things, right? And so I really like that, because when I'm so passionate about nutrition and fitness and cooking and, and showing students how to do those things for themselves, but just them being able to be like, wow, this is what I made. And there are some kids that save some of what they make and they take it to their family, right? Or they take it to their mom or siblings. I heard a younger kid said, I'm saving these for my siblings. And that was super sweet, right? He thought about his siblings and he wanted to share that with them. And so that is just amazing. And usually, the way that we start our day, because as a summer camp, our summer camp goes from 8 in the morning to 5 p.m., right? And the district has said, if you're a full camp or even half camp, you have to provide a breakfast and a snack, or breakfast, lunch, and snacks. And so because our camp is full day, we provide breakfast, lunch, and snack. Now, as a dietitian, I make sure that the meals that we're providing these students are balanced, right? So I make sure that we have a protein. I make sure that we have a fruit or a vegetable, that we provide, grains, or that we provide high calcium, high vitamin D foods. So for example, with the breakfast, right, and I make sure that I create and I plan for these meals, because I want to be able to guide my volunteers, guide my staff to create these meals, right? And so, excuse me, my son is right next to me. It's Sunday, and so I think you're used to having him join me. Anyway, so for example, one of the days we did mini pancakes with turkey bacon, orange slices, and milk, right? Pretty well balanced breakfast. Another day we did bagel pizzas, right? Breakfast pizzas, and we had turkey sausage and milk. Some other day we had turkey sausage, and we had French toast and milk. And the last day, right, because we had ingredients for the different breakfasts that we had made for the day, or for the week, we just made everything and we allowed the students to choose what they wanted to do. French toast, pizza bagels, eggs, and turkey bacon, and milk and juice. So it's just amazing to see, that they're eating these meals, right? Because there's so much research behind the importance of breakfast, right, for students, for the development of the brain academically. Although we're not, we're not doing like math and English, but kids still need that energy, right? The fuel for their developing brains. And so to me, I think that is extremely important. And I make sure that they have that nutrition that they need, right, to last throughout the day. And then for lunch, I said, let's try a grilled chicken salad, right? And see the feedback. Oftentimes you think about children or students, oh no, they're not going to eat a salad. But believe it or not, every single student took a plate, right? And they ate it. And the feedback was like, this was really good. I really enjoyed the salad. We had dressing for whoever wanted dressing, and some crunchiness from tortilla strips, and obviously a mixed lettuces, and then the grilled chicken and cheese if they wanted cheese. So, and for the side, they had chips, right? If they wanted to have chips, and then lemonade. So it's really a balanced lunch, right? And something that if they like it, right, they can let their parents know, hey, I tried a chicken salad and I really enjoyed it, right? Sometimes as parents, and I do this with my kids too, I don't think they're going to like salad. And I learned actually with my youngest child, who's almost 4, that he was eating salad in childcare and daycare. And I was like so surprised, because he's usually really picky when it comes to vegetables. But we assume, right, without giving it a try. And so I think that is a message to take home, that offering these foods, right, even if we think that they're not going to like it or they're not going to try it, we don't know, right? And children change over time, just like adults. And so maybe they're not liking it. Maybe they didn't like it at that moment, but now they do, which is great. Let's offer it. So that was an example. We also made noodles with meat sauce, and we added spinach to it. Now, spinach is something that kids might not want, right? But we added it and we said, hey, it's totally okay. If you don't like it, you can put it on the side and you can just eat your noodles, with your meat sauce. And I want to say probably 99% of the students ate it without picking the spinach out. And that's another great way to add veggies, right? Obviously, you can add them in the sauce and blend it, and that's a way to increase vegetables. But the idea is for them to recognize that, hey, I'm eating a vegetable and I actually enjoy it, right? I can add it next time too. And so that was pretty awesome to see that. So we made different breakfast meals, different lunch meals, and their snacks are balanced too, right? Just as I've talked in this podcast, what a balanced meal is, what a balanced snack is, I make sure that these snacks are pretty balanced for the students too. So if we're having goldfishes, okay, we'll have a string cheese with it. Or if we're having yogurt, we're having fruit or granola with that. Or if we are having, what are some of the things that we've added? Or if we had graham crackers, right? We add some kind of fruit with it. And so they are getting nourished with their main meals, but also they get to try the foods that we make, right? Again, we've made a cake, a tres leches cake in the air fryer with the brownies, right? And we did pita pizzas, right? That one was a great one. Even I had a student that the mom really liked it and she wanted to know what we used, which is a great thing, right? The students are sharing that with the parents. And so that's something that they can add into their menu because the students are liking it. So then there's more variety of meals. And for a nutrition session, right, which is very brief, we understand that this is a fun camp, and sometimes sitting down and writing things or learning something can be like, oh, I don't want to do that. But they actually were like, they responded so positively. It was really brief, right? I think 15-20 minutes where we just sat down and we talked about the 5 food groups, right? And learn about the amounts. We learn about the health benefit of each food group. For example, calcium is for strong bones, right? And fruits and veggies provide fiber and keeps us strong and things like that. Because they also need to learn these things, right? I know some schools are really good at teaching them about health, teaching them about nutrition, but not all schools have that opportunity. And we know that is extremely important, right? Children need to learn about these things. And so we spent, again, 15-20 minutes, right, just talking about the 5 food groups, their importance in our health, and like where we can get these food groups, or where we can get these foods. And that's enough. That's enough for them to remember. They have a booklet that they can take home and reflect back if they need to. And so it has been really great. I was really nervous, even though we've been doing this for 3 years, I was really nervous about it. Each time we get different students, some students that we've had in previous camps come back. And so that is rewarding to see them. And so it's so funny because, the first day everybody's so shy and they're like not talking to anybody. And then like by the 3rd day, they're like friends with everybody, right? And like playing together and just like having such a good time. And they get so comfortable with us. And so I think that is great, right? We usually, again, the breakdown of the schedule, right? We have breakfast and then they get to like settle down for a little bit. And then we go outside. We do a few laps around the field, right? To get our bodies going. And then we come back into the classroom and we do our fitness activity. It's interesting because this past week, I was in charge of doing the fitness activity because my sister, who is usually in charge of that area, still had to work. So I had to put the fitness hat, right, and try to make it as fun as I could. My sister is so good at that, and so I really missed her doing that. But I'm thankful that she's going to be joining me this upcoming week in the last session of summer camp. But it's so amazing to see that even the kids that you think are not so active, right? They were doing it. They were doing the exercises, right? I showed them how to modify the exercise to make sure that, if we're doing push-ups or if we were doing planks, right? We modify them so they're able to do that. Now, these are things, these are exercises that they can continue to do at home, right? Because children need at least 60 minutes of physical activity every day. And sometimes that doesn't get done, right? For whatever reason. And so making sure that when they're with us, we're showing them how to move their bodies, how to take care of their bodies in many ways is it's important. And so we also took lots of breaks, right? Children, students of any age need a lot of breaks, right? So that way they don't get bored of doing one thing over and over or for a longer period of time, because then we lose them. So we would take breaks, 10, 15-minute breaks between each thing that we needed to do. And just for them to bond and have a good time. And that was great. But, what's the whole purpose of me telling you all of this information, right? The purpose is that children learn in different ways, right? And we give them the opportunity to try different things, to try different foods, to try different flavors, to teach them the skills that they're going to need for as they get older, that it's worth it, right? And so if maybe you can even probably request these at your school district, right? Like, hey, I know there's a school district that has been, doing a summer camp and children really enjoy it. I think as parents, right, we have a huge impact in our school district. And maybe it's something that you might not see right away, but you will see, right, eventually if you continue to ask, if you continue to request, because we know that just summer camps in general are pretty pricey and expensive, right? But if it's something that the students are going to learn, the skills that they're going to get, and they're going to have fun while doing it, I think it's totally worth it. But again, is really teaching them these skills, even if they don't go to a summer camp, right? If you have the opportunity to teach students or to teach your students or your children about these skills, right? Like the healthy way to move your body, or like really simple recipes that you can do at home in the air fryer, right? Or the skills that you're going to need once you leave the house, right? Or once you go to college or as you become an adult. I'm seeing this more and more, right? Kids have no idea how to do these things. Kids have no idea how to use a knife properly or how to stir, even simple as stirring something, right? We when we did our cake, we had kids delegate what each student was going to do within their own teams, right? So giving them that leadership opportunity, that engagement. And so there were some kids that were having a difficulty, cracking an egg or mixing things, right? Or measuring things. And so these are skills that you need as you get older, right? And so it's so important to have them, definitely. Even I think as parents, right? We're busy, including myself. Sometimes my oldest kid wants to help me cook, right? But if I'm busy and I just want to get dinner done or whatever meal done, it's hard for me to stop and allow him to do that, right? But I understand more and more that for him to want to do it, right, and show the interest and develop these skills, even as a boy, especially as a boy, right? It's so important for him to learn those skills, right? Learn how to make himself a meal, because boy, that is going to be tough, right? As he becomes an adult or as he leaves to college, right? I will have no control over what he eats. And so if I provide him with those tools, even having a tiny air fryer in his room, right, he's able to do all kinds of recipes with that. So this is extremely important. I'm so passionate about it. I'm so thankful to be part of the school district, group of vendors, and that allow my company to be able to show students how to take care of their bodies in so many levels, in so many ways. It's such an honor. And so, yeah, oh my goodness, I'm so passionate about it. The other thing too is that this year I decided to bring in a professional chef to show them how to do a charcuterie board. So this professional Chef Audrey, again, we're in Fresno. So if you need a personal chef to teach your kids how to cook or to make your meals or to have a nice romantic meal at home or dinner at home, I'll add her information in the show notes. You can reach out to her. She's amazing. And so she taught the students how to create their own charcuterie board. And she taught him about cheese, right? I can't think of the name of the cheese that she used, but she taught them about the cheese and like the creation, right, of the cheese, but also how to cut food, right? Each kid had their own cutting board and a knife, and she showed them how to do that. But that was a hit too. I learned lots from her as well. Yeah, I think it's important to partner with other community organizations to continue to teach children, right, about all these amazing things. Anyway, I just wanted to come and share that with you. I thought that was very impactful, and just really seeing, how students are not getting these tools, these skills that they're going to need as they get older, such as what is a balanced meal, such as how to make a simple meal in an air fryer, or how to make my own meals, right? Or how to move my body, right, in a safe and positive way. I think that is also super important too. So anyway, I think that's it for today. We have 2 more weeks of summer camp, and I'll let you know how the last week goes and any other things that I'm learning along the way. So stay safe, my friend. Stay strong. And I'll talk to you in another episode. Take care. Bye-bye for now.
This podcast, the links and resources provided are for the purpose to educate only and are not a replacement for medical advice or nutrition therapy. I suggest you seek out the help of a trained professional to help you with your specific situation and needs.